Locally, experts are weighing in on how large gatherings can be the perfect recipe for a super spreader event. Our Ashley Gonzalez has that story.
The political climate across the United States has heated following the deadly riots on Capitol Hill earlier this month. Several states are increasing security at their state capitals, including here in Texas, where this was a sight in Austin on Saturday, as a small group of armed protesters gathered outside of the state capitol building. Here locally, Mayor Paulette Guajardo says increasing security is not necessary.
We anticipate a peaceful transition of government on the federal level.
Dr. Chris Bird with the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Task Force says, for the Coastal Bend residents that do participate in rallies or large gatherings, it's important to keep in mind, right now, we're seeing a surge in coronavirus cases, and not to mention a new and more contagious COVID-19 variant strain.
Spreading the new variants more readily is probably one of the bigger concerns from that sort of activity.
Dr. Bird says Coastal Bend residents that leave town to attend large gatherings should follow the COVID-19 safety protocols.
The responsible thing to do would be to quarantine yourself for at least 10 days like the government recommends.
He does offer some advice for anyone planning to attend a gathering.
It's better to be outside than inside. I would make real sure that there's a good seal of your mask around your face, given that there are these more contagious variants out there. Getting drive-through and things like that would help versus going and eating inside restaurants or bars or things like that.
He added, the COVID-19 count is rising every single day, and not only here, but all over the nation. So taking unnecessary risks could impact an entire community. Dr. Bird wants to remind the public, continue wearing a mask, social distance, and wash your hands often. Ashley Gonzalez, 3 News.